Phil, maybe not the result you wanted this afternoon, but is there some takeaways that you can get from this game?
I mean, it wasn't the game that we wanted. Obviously, no one wants to lose, and I think we were resilient all the way to the end. We were playing pretty hard, so I think it just comes down to just doing the little details and following Belleville's structure, and we'll be better for Monday for sure.
The opening goal, you made a really nice pass to Mitchell Martin there to get the game going. What did you see on that pass and that effort you were able to make?
Yeah, honestly, I was just trying to take it to the net. I think a lot of the goals are scored now right at the net, so I just try to make a hockey play, and Marty was in a good spot, and fortunate enough, he put the puck in the net.
Have you been able to build some chemistry with him through these two games?
Yeah, he's a really good player. He's a fast player, big boy, so he's fun to play with, and we're starting to click. It's tough to click right away, right? A lot of the young guys and they're rookies, so but it's coming along really well, and excited to play with him on Monday too.
Everybody talks about the importance of the Prospects Challenge for you. I guess it's even more so with you missing most of the season with the shoulder injury last year. How's that feeling, first of all, and to get into these competitive games, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, shoulder feels really good. It's been a long time coming, and getting hit and giving hits, it feels really good. And honestly, just playing a game is just making me really happy, just talking about it. And I'm glad to be back, and just playing the game again. But these kinds of games are always competitive. Everyone's trying to make a name for themselves, and same thing with me. I'm trying to just prove myself that I'm good to go and be ready for main camp.
I believe you had 7 points in 9 games before the injury last year. What were you seeing from your development in your first full season in the American Hockey League, and where you could really go with the game, your offensive game specifically?
Yeah, I mean, Bellsy and Sexy when he was down in Belleville, they helped me a lot. Just read and react the game, and we watched a lot of video and just teaching clips. So I was just trying to develop as much as I can, and staying late for practices and doing little things. But I think a lot of it is just instincts, and I got good players around me down there in Belleville, so it helped a lot. But hopefully I can bring that point stuff in Belleville this year.
No, I think you'd be safe to describe you as a natural playmaker. Your vision on the ice is extraordinary. How do you kind of work on that throughout the off season and getting that timing down? And tonight, like we mentioned, you make that nice pass to Mitch Martin. How do you kind of work on that and build on that?
Yeah, I think it's just by growing up. I've always been a pass-first kind of guy, so I feel like I'm always looking around the ice and trying to find lanes. And I think, on the power play with Robbie Giraventi on the other side with his shot, it's hard not to look that way. So, I just try to find lanes and try to get other guys to score goals. But I think a big part of my development coming this year is just to, learn how to shoot the puck and put the puck on net. So, that's just something I got to learn. But passing is always my first option.
You're no stranger to the process now of development to get, from juniors to the AHL to Ottawa eventually. What has this process been like for you so far in terms of this prospect camp?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of hard work. The rookie camp is a grind. It's no days off. Long bus trip in and long practices. But I think you just got to enjoy it, and it's so much development. Coaches are trying to help you in every little way, and I think that's what Bellsy's really good at, is just talking to the players and trying to make them better every day. So.
And what did you have any kind of messaging for the guys that maybe are new to this whole development process? What did you have for them?
Yeah, I mean, I think my first year in rookie camp, it was hard to enjoy the moment. I put too much pressure on myself. So I try to tell them to just enjoy the moment. It's pretty rare that you get to put an NHL jersey on your chest and play a game. So I think I just try to tell them to just have fun and play their game, not put too much pressure on themselves, and just enjoy it.
And have you kind of had that opportunity to kind of take a step back and enjoy the process?
Yeah, I mean, especially this year, after last year rookie tournament, I started learning to just step back and look at how much fun it is and how much people are helping. When you look at Maddie and Mikey, guys in the training room, they're always helping, and that's just stuff that you don't get to experience often. Sometimes in juniors you don't get as much help. There's not as much staff. So I think it's just realizing that you have so many people here to help you and just to enjoy it for sure.
And as we look forward to the upcoming season, what are you kind of most excited about for this 2023-24?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time coming, so I'm just excited to play with all those guys again. I really enjoyed it, those 9 games I played last year. I thought we were clicking, I thought we had a good team, and I think this year coming in, I think we have an even better team. So I think I'm really excited for this year, and honestly, I think make a playoff push hopefully and go deep in the playoffs. So, and hopefully I can try to make an impact and help the team.
Jackson, an eventful first couple games for you at this tournament. How have you felt your games kind of gone so far in these 2 quick turnaround games?
Well, obviously these games are they're very physical, and everybody's trying to prove what they can do there, and they're very fast games. Obviously the first one we got the win, but the second one we had a slow start, but we came back near the end of the second and then throughout the third, but we couldn't get the job done there.
As a free agent invite, how do you kind of prepare yourself for a tournament like this?
Well, I actually didn't have too long to prepare myself, but just over the summer, just even not knowing about coming to this, just training for the OHL and all through summer, skating and working out pretty much every day. So just that's how you get ready for it.
How nice is it to know that with Kingston and Owen Sound last season that you put some good tape out there and you were getting noticed?
Well, that's it's very exciting. Obviously, I wasn't totally expecting the call, but when I got the call, it was great news. I was very excited, and just keep working hard and see what happens.
For fans of the Belleville Senators, they know you well. You played with the Quinte Red Devils, won an OMHA on that stack team with Owen Beck, Donovan McCoy, Dalen Wakely, some of these guys. How much is that kind of a nice thing to put the Senators logo on?
It's very exciting being able to play in Quinte, and I watched lots of Sens games in Belleville. I've been to a lot of Ottawa games too, and it's real cool walking into that dressing room, seeing a real NHL jersey with the Sens logo on it, and you get to put it on, so it's pretty exciting.
How much of that is kind of a benefit for you, for these guys with the Quinte Red Devils, that they have an AHL team in their backyard?
Well, it's obviously handy if the scouts want to pop over and watch one of your games. Obviously, they can do that in about a 1-minute walk, so that might have helped a bit, but it's just real exciting, and being able to play in that barn a couple times in minor is pretty cool.
What are your goals for this season? You're going to go to Owen Sound, a good team, Colby Barlow, all these guys over there. What's kind of your goals going into another major junior season?
Well, obviously I'm going to just do what I do best. That's be physical, get the puck deep, and try and make space and make plays for my teammates and bang in some goals hopefully, and we should be an all right team, and we can see what we can do, and just play my game.
What kind of, just tell us about the emotions so far, a couple days into this prospect tournament. What's it been like for you that way?
Well, it is very exciting and cool. Like when we're in the Ottawa barn there, it's never really thought I'd be practicing in that rink, so it's pretty cool. And then coming here, playing games, putting on a real NHL jersey, playing other NHL teams basically, and emotions are high, and you can see that in the games, and everybody's being physical and trying to show what they can do.
Have you taken a moment to kind of take a step back and just soak it all in?
Yeah, kind of. Like right after I was told I was coming here, I was like very excited and shocked almost, but I'm just going to take the opportunity and do what I can with it.
And through this experience, do you kind of see yourself as maybe an inspiration for some of those other Quinte Red Devil kids?
Well, yeah, for sure. Like me, Beck, he's here. They see that, and they know it's possible just to work hard throughout your minor years, and you can see what happens.
Ryan, an exciting week for the Ottawa Senators organization here at the Prospects Challenge in Buffalo. What does this week kind of give you in terms of looking at these prospects in kind of a team format instead of just in an individual sense, so to speak?
Well, it's great. It's very important. Obviously, it's a way to kick off the season and, from our perspective, kind of turn our brains on as well and get a good view and a good jump on things. And really, from evaluation, point of view, it's you got to take it with a bit of a grain of salt. These kids are coming off, a summer of training, and this is their first game action. So, really a way to shake the rust off. But I think for them, it's a good way to get a good jump on training camp as well, and turn some heads and see who can show us a few things and get ready for the season.
Philippe Daoust, a guy that missed most of last season with a shoulder injury. For a guy like him specifically, how important is it for him to get these game actions right away and not just kind of jump into it in AHL or NHL preseason?
Well, it's huge. I mean, like you say, essentially he missed a full season last year. So just for him to gain his timing back, gain his confidence back with the puck, get him into some game situations to get ready for Ottawa's training camp is huge. I think Phil, like you say, he lost a full year, and this is going to be a big step for him. So to have this week to gain some confidence is going to be big for him.
From a Belleville side, David Bell gets to run a bench. He gets to work with his 2 new assistants. How much is that kind of a key for him to figure it out in this setting before he jumps into the regular season?
Well, it's no different from the players, for sure. Like you said, he's got a brand new staff that they've got to get used to each other and accustomed to each other. So, I think they're learning about each other as well. There's different game situations and meetings and prep and things that they can kind of lean on with each other and learn how each other ticks and how to handle certain situations. So we're in daily communication about that, and like you said, it's a good jump start for the season for those guys as well.
For your executive staff, you were able to bring in some undrafted free agent invites. Taryn Pfizer, a guy that's impressed through the first 2 games. What kind of goes into that throughout the season, making this roster, as I guess it's kind of a thing that's always evolving for your staff?
Yeah, and obviously this year, a byproduct of having fewer draft picks over the last couple of years, it puts a little bit more pressure on the scouts and the amateur side to identify some guys that can come in, and obviously it maybe slipped through the cracks in the draft, and but we're still, we had some interest in. So again, you look at the amount of ATOs we have on our roster. It's a great opportunity for these guys, and like you say, a guy like Pfizer, played a year in the East Coast League last year. And he turned some heads here in the early going with his first 2 games. So he's a prime example of the importance of those guys.
How nice is it too? We talk about the scouting staff; they're all here in Buffalo to get those meetings and see each other in person, and I guess the excitement there as well with guys trying to tell about guys they like.
Oh, for sure. It's like I said before, it's a kickstart to the season for us as well. It's a chance for us to turn our brains on and get back into hockey mode. And like I said, we, from an amateur staff standpoint, we'll be meeting all this week and going over scheduling and getting everything ready for the season so that they can get a head start on their seasons as well, and our player development group as well. It's very rare for them all to be together as a group. So we'll sit down with them and go through their plans for the season and get everything ready. So like I said, it's a great way to start the season, because once training camp comes next week, we're off and running. So this is a good way to get going for that.
Kind of a more broader scope, how important is the American League to develop these players to go on to be future NHLers?
Well, it's huge. I think now, especially where we are as a franchise, where, let's be honest, we're becoming a cap team. So development is going to become a lot more paramount and important to the success of the Ottawa Senators. It's one of the things I've tried to bring over here is the importance of the American League and trying to develop some of our prospects and our draft picks. So again, we see this as a big opportunity to start the season for that, from that aspect, and it's going to be a big season in Belleville as well. I always say, there's a fine line between winning and development, but for me, winning is part of development. You want to put your prospects in a good environment where they have a chance to succeed, and that's going to be our plan here moving forward.
And as the 2 teams, like this prospect challenge, it really is kind of a unification of the 2 teams. How important is it to have these 2 teams so close together?
Again, it's huge. Like you said, the synergy that we want between Belleville and Ottawa moving forward here, this is where it all begins. This is where guys start to meet each other and be around each other and gain that chemistry that we hope will transfer over into training camp and the exhibition games and then the regular season from both standpoints. So like you say, it's a huge kickstart for the season for that.
And looking ahead to the 2023-24 season for Belleville, what are you excited about for the most out of that?
I'm very excited. I think the additions that we've been able to make from a veteran standpoint in Belleville are going to be huge. Expectations are going to be higher throughout the organization. Obviously, starting in Ottawa, but in Belleville as well. I think it's no secret we've got new ownership coming in. We've got just different expectations from all around. So I think like I said, the cohesion and the synergy between the 2 clubs is going to be great, and we expect to win as well.